Hi, spots and cheap pops. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Silicon Steve Alley with Bloody Dottie, and we are getting ready for Money in the Bank. We talked about how Cody Rhodes should have beaten Roman at this past WrestleMania because you don't know if he'll ever be as white hot as he was.
Right.
Which, by the way, he's not. He still gets a good crowd, he still gets a good reaction, but Cody Rhodes is not as white hot as he was 3 months ago.
Right.
Anyone that says different is not being truthful. My question here is, there's a star on the rise named LA Knight. The kind of swagger, the kind of promo that is not trying to kiss anyone's ass, not trying to placate you, not trying to coddle the WWE universe. He's come out and said it. He's not trying to kiss your ass. You guys get this reaction because I'm me and I did this all by myself. Reminds us often, people say, reminds you of Stone Cold or The Rock. Here's the problem. Stone Cold started gaining in popularity. What happened? The baby faces he was going against, particularly Bret the Hitman Hart, started losing momentum in terms of being a babyface. They started getting booed. Bret Hart was still talking about the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, and doing everything right, giving the kids the sunglasses, almost like you're giving them a weight belt. LA Knight comes up against Cody Rhodes. That crowd will turn on Cody Rhodes just like they did in AEW. And LA Knight stops his momentum. It's just that simple. My question to you would be, what is your opinion if LA Knight was to somehow interact with Cody Rhodes? Would that be the death nail in Cody Rhodes becoming the next John Cena, which I think a lot of people think he will?
You know what? You got to be careful with that because Cody doesn't necessarily want to be a heel.
He definitely doesn't want to be the heel.
So you got to almost keep them separate, where if Cody's going against Roman, it's pretty much easy. You know, Roman right now, he'd be the heel. Cody's definitely the baby face. There you go. Where it's sort of intriguing in watching it is like LA Knight on the Seth Rollins side of things. Because Seth Rollins is hugely popular. Everybody loves doing the chanting during the song and all that. But in the same breath, LA Knight's going to destroy him on the mic.
And he's going to make fun of that goofy, stupid laugh that he's been doing.
Yes. Yeah.
Like LA Knight does this thing with his promos where he tells you exactly what the fans are thinking.
Yep.
And if he doesn't, he also spins what their gimmick is as well. LA Knight is kind of a disruptor to a lot of things right now. If they continue to allow him to ascend in popularity, I mean, people might be talking about him cashing in on Roman, and he's the disruptor that ends all this. Is he going to be allowed to see if he has that meteoric rise? Because I'm telling you, I did a lot of research on LA Knight this past week, and Eli Drake. This guy's money. This guy's a top star. This guy's going to be the world champion. But can he beat Cody out to be the true face of this company when Roman takes a step away? That's the question.
It's a great question.
Yeah, is the answer.
Yeah. I mean, you have to believe.
What they're probably going to do maybe initially is, and this is where I don't know if the crowd's going to go with it. If you remember when The Rock first was heel and he first started getting cheered and they were turning him babyface, it was shortly after he lost the Intercontinental Championship to Triple H at SummerSlam, I believe it was 98. The Rock left the Nation of Domination. The crowd started cheering. He started being a babyface, wrestling heels, and he was primed as a babyface going into that Survivor Series. But you still had Stone Cold there. So what they did was they turned The Rock heel, but he turned heel on Stone Cold. They don't have a Stone Cold. Cody is not as popular as Stone Cold is. Stone Cold was always more popular than The Rock. So
LA Knight's the Stone Cold.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
They might try to do what they did with The Rock, like, okay, he's too white hot, let's turn him into a top heel, because they clearly need another heel other than Roman. There is no top heel in there in this business, in this company right now other than Roman.
Right.
You're going to tell me Judgment Day? You're going to tell me Dominic the Steve Mysterio? Really?
Yeah, right.
Who's your top heel other than Roman? Gunther, okay.
Yeah, Gunther, I would say Drew McIntyre upon returning, he's going to be a heel.
But none of them really make you. I mean, Gunther does in his ability in his rings, but
Damian Priest, but I could see him being a face.
Yeah, they're turning him babyface shortly.
Yeah.
The fact remains is LA Knight, the die is cast. LA Knight is going to be this next 365 days, LA Knight's career is going to take a monster trajectory. It already started. Yep. And one last thing on LA Knight, he basically came out and confirmed everything that everybody ever thought. Said he had this great, awesome momentum in NXT. He was very similar to everybody else, like The Rock and Stone Cold and all the top names, pretty much almost ever. He was a big-time heel. He was so good, the fans started to love him in NXT, and then he turned to babyface. And then Vince McMahon heard that he was 39 years old. And we don't know if this is Vince particularly. In fact, this is what LA Knight said.
That number came up and it was like, well, okay, well, maybe we make him a manager. I don't know. So some things happened there. It was not my cup of tea. Definitely, I don't think it was for me, but somehow there I was. Some things happened that we don't need to go into, and then eventually LA Knight was back.
Yeah, so Vladdy Dottie, as you could hear, he thought he was going to be fired because the Max Dupree thing wasn't working out because it was so bad.
Yep.
But we know and as he said, some things happened. We know what happened. Triple H took over the pencil, and LA Knight was given the opportunity to shine. And again, he got himself over without getting that big opportunity that we've seen so many other people get, like Baron Corbin.
Yeah, you're 100% right, man. And, he made the best out of that whole Bray Wyatt situation. He gained popularity throughout. And then, as you mentioned, it doesn't matter who he is out there with. People are intrigued with him. They cheer for him. They are repeating the yeah. It just, there's an energy about him when he comes out in front of that camera, especially.
Yeah.
And incredible. You haven't really seen that, what he's carrying since Cena and the Attitude Era.
I would go so far to say, I mean, it is a short clippings, but I like LA Knight's character a lot more than Cena, even though Cena became and is his character.
Yeah.
So it's not a character face. He's such a white bread baby face, We haven't seen this kind of swagger from an anti-hero in a very, very, very long time. And yeah, he's going to get a lot of comparisons to Stone Cold and The Rock, and I believe rightfully so. But he has his own other world going on. And I encourage everyone to check out Eli Drake, Facts of Life, and where he is just calling people dummies and hitting that was easy button, but dummy, yeah. And he would bring people out, and if he thought they were dummies, he would hit it and he'd say, dummy, yeah. It's the guy has it. And he's good in the ring. He does some incredible stuff that'll get you over. He has a good finisher. Again, similar to the Stone Cold Stunner, actually. This guy has it. And like you said, like we've talked about, Rey Mysterio, Montez Ford, it doesn't matter who they put in front of him. LA Knight is going to get cheered. And the die is cast, and this is very important. If they don't make this decision, then Vince McMahon is still running the show and still being detrimental to the creative of this program and this business and this company.
Yeah, if anybody other than LA Knight wins that's a Vince choice.
There's rumors that there's a Nick Khan Triple H meeting to see if they can usurp any of Vince McMahon's creative authority.
Great.
Thank you so much for watching High Spots and Cheap Pots. Hit that subscribe button. Be good to yourselves. Here endeth the lesson.